for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA. On 2K Sports. With Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan. We'll be joined by Allie LaForce on the sidelines. Thrilled to be back in Boston. The Celtics ready for that home court advantage. Last time they met was in Salt Lake City, Utah, where they fell to the Jazz.
That final score really caught a lot of people off guard. I think we would have to quantify that one as an upset.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt. They came in as a favorite, seemed to lose their confidence down the stretch, started to play tight, and let that one slip away.
Now here's White. Clock at 6. Brown outside. Fires the three. Connects from three-point range. White's got the opening basket of the game for the Celtics. Greg, how about this matchup we have here tonight? Two teams that really like to shoot the three.
It's going to be a shootout, Kevin. Something we see more and more of in today's NBA. I think whichever team makes more threes wins this one.
Now, here's George after Jaylen Brown's miss. Pass to Bailey. Three-pointer. The rebound by Cato. And so White will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. Here's Cato. Here's White. And it's sent back by Kessler.
Such a disruptive defender, Kessler, one of the best shot blockers this league has to offer.
Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Now here's White. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game.
Boy, a chilly start for this basketball team. They are just 1 for 4.
Here's George. Hard to imagine, but the stats are tremendous as he averages close to 27 points a game. Pass to Cada. Back to Brown. Here's Shireman. Now here's Brown. Over George. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Boy, just a tough time making shots. Only 1 for 5. They just need to settle in here.
Kicks it out to Markkanen. Front past the arc. Rebounded by Tatum. The Celtics with the lead. To the middle. Out left to the wing. The Celtics working the ball around now. White. Good.
He's not always assertive on the catch, but Derek White, rise and fire from three-point, and it is on target.
Pass to Kessler. Now Markkanen. George looking over the floor. Puts the move on. The Jazz with another miss.
Boy, taking what's there. Very good shot selection, just not the result you hope for.
Back to Brown. Here's Tatum. Up and in on the layup.
Well, size and skill. Tatum on the interior. Yes, sir.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Coach is going to take a few minutes to regroup and go over the strategy.
Give it up for Celtics.
Jazz trailed by 6. And Boston certainly has some of the most knowledgeable sports fans, Doris, in the country.
Kevin, not only knowledgeable, but passionate. And when you think over the 4 major sports in the city and the tradition of success, it is no wonder they are so committed.
Pritchard from outside. And again, Boston with the triple.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
George with the bounce pass. And it's Bailey in the corner. There's Jackson with the 3. The shot, no good.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Brown outside. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum. And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And so it's Pritchard with it. He'll bring it up for Boston. It's Vucevic, top of the key. Pass to White. Three-pointer. And it's Utah with the rebound.
There's some defense for you. For someone who's as good at shooting the three ball as he is, you need a defender who's equally good at guarding against it.
Outside Jackson. Launches it. Shot's good by Filipowski.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Joe Mazzulla. He's focused on Jaren Jackson Jr. tonight, always a big problem for opponents. Coach told me Triple J does the two things we all want, hit threes and block shots. He's won a Defensive Player of the Year, so we're talking about one of the toughest guys to game plan for because he's really good at both ends. Kevin?
Allie, thank you so much.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
And he nails the third. So it's Boston now. Brown outside. Shot clock at 6. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Pass to Pritchard. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Utah trailing here. Here's Sensabaugh. No good. That would have tied it. Here's the Celtics with the ball. White inside. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Boy, if he ever finds his footing, they'll be in even better shape. Right now, his teammates carrying him.
The Jazz again can't hit it. And the Celtics with possession here. And here's Brown outside. And the rebound by Jaren Jackson.
Boy, not his best quarter. He's trying to break through.
Filipowski in the corner. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Three-pointer, Pritchard. Hits it from three-point range. Pritchard's got a couple of threes now in the first for Boston.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Here's Sensabaugh. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
White with it. Bailey picks him up. And it's Hauser in the corner. The shot's good. Brown making the play. And the Celtics lead by 6.
And this is outstanding vision by Jaylen Brown. This guy dishing the ball beautifully to his teammates.
Here's Sensabaugh. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game. There's always a need for shot makers in the NBA, GA, and that's what Ace Bailey brings to the floor.
Bailey has a smooth jumper with a high release point that allows him to shoot over just about any defender. And when you pair that with his physical tools, his upside is through the roof.
Here's Collier following the basket by Jaylen Brown. Nice ball movement by Utah. Here's Sensabaugh. And the shot goes down. Sensabaugh's got his second basket of the game.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Got to fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Now here's Brown. His scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution.
Boy, the quickness of Jaylen Brown on the drive. He makes it happen in an instant.
Bailey. And again, it's Utah.
There you go. Not the best start, but maybe that's the shot that gets him in rhythm.
Pass to Pritchard. Now here's White. Here's Pritchard. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Pritchard's got his third basket of the night right there. Pass to Sensabaugh. There's a minute 40 left here in the first quarter. Beyond the arc. And Boston with the rebound. Brown feeling out of it. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
This guy does not love to operate in the mid-range, and it showed right there.
And he is a huge presence inside at both ends. Jackson's a great asset to have in the post.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out. So it's both teams making substitutions here.
Substitution on the court.
1:06 left in the first quarter of the game. Outside Tatum. They set the pick. Pass to Queta. Here's Hauser. Just 5 to shoot. Boston. No good that time either.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
Out to the wing. Here's Collier. Scoreless thus far. That's good by Sensabaugh.
Nadeed just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
And it's Hauser in the corner. Tatum on the wing. He seems to always find a way to rack up points, currently averaging 24 points a game. Count it, good.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And that does it for the first quarter. Celtics lead by 5. And we'll be back in
Utah 20.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter of action so far. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for Boston.
They've looked to fire as much as possible from outside the arc, and so far they are hitting at a high clip.
We've also seen them show a willingness to take advantage of the mid-range opportunities. The defense conceding these looks, and they're cashing in.
Celtics leading by 5. Pass to Gonzalez. Takes the 3. A rebound by the Jazz. And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. Looking for a breather and maybe adjusting a thing or two. Jazz trail by 5. And maybe more than any team in the West, GA, the Jazz, really committing to the rebuild.
Well, in the West, it seems like you got 13 or 14 teams all trying to win now, and it just doesn't work that way. So it's not just about talent. It's also about timing.
Tatum, no good. Here's Collier. Banked in off the glass. Collier's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Jazz.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of.
Tatum deciding where to go with it. Right side Gonzalez. Up again. Second chance shot. Pritchard with a wide open look. Looks good, is good. Bucket number 4 from the field. He's taken only 6 shots.
Well, Jason Tatum has proven he can score at the NBA level, but you want to see him share the basketball pretty fast.
Markkanen can't get it to go. And so it's Pritchard who brings the ball up for the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Pass to Tatum. Outside Tatum. Tatum drills it from distance.
What a weapon the 3 has become for Jason Tatum. Look out.
Here's Collier. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Stolen away. And they're pushing it up. Here's Tatum. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And let's go to the sideline. Here's Allen.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. Jason Tatum talked about his development since coming into the league, and he said earlier, I was playing the game just to play the game instead of thinking it. It's tough when you're younger. You just want everything to happen so fast, but it doesn't work like that. Guys, back to you.
He has come a long way. Okay, thank you, Allen. Drains it from beyond the arc. Hauser's got the lead up to 13 now for the Celtics.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
Here's Filipowski. The Jazz with another miss.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting. With every missed bucket, it becomes more and more desperate.
To the left side wing. Hauser. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Hauser's got 9 points.
Of the 2 offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
And I think because of that, they've gotten the better looks to start this basketball game.
Outside Tatum. Pass to Tatum. Pritchard from outside. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Takes it inside, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And one way players look to expand their game, adding counter moves to keep defenders off balance. Greg, what was something you added that really gave defenders pause?
You know, the snatch back pull-up, using your speed to kind of get the defender going downhill, and then you slam on the brakes and just create that separation to then go into attack mode.
And it's Boston with another.
Yeah, and their shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Pass to Markkanen. Let's go. The Jazz again can't hit it.
Oh, the defense very willing to live with that mid-range jumper.
Back to Hauser. The 3 from Tatum. The rebound by Collier. Jazz trailed by 17. Nice ball movement by Utah. Kessler with it. He has yet to score. Pass to George. Kessler the screen. Just 2 to shoot. And that one's good. George.
Well, just exceptional use of the pick and roll by Keontae George. Allows the play to develop there.
And so the timeout by Joe Mazzulla here. He made the decision to huddle up with his guys and talk about strategy. Both teams deciding to change it up. Here's Brown. 6 points for him. Pass to Vucevic. And here's White. Back to Vucevic. Now we know the Jazz have been up front. Before you can rebuild, Doris, you've got to tear down. And that's what they've done.
And Kevin, that requires extraordinary patience. You have to be willing to trade away veterans who can contribute to winning. And you have to be willing to prolong the process in order to get max returns. But be under no illusions. Losing is hard on everyone.
Jackson from long range. And Tatum pulls it down. And it's the Celtics ball. They're on a 20-7 run. It's tipped. Five to shoot. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. It's a 16-point game. It's off the Charlotte format for this game as they take on the Hornets. That will be the 4th of the string of 5 played on the road. Kessler the screen. Right side Jackson. 6 on the shot clock. Here's George. And it's Derek White with the rebound. Boston leading by 16. Out to the right wing. Pass to Pritchard. The tray. Traps in the tray. Pritchard's got a pair of triples in the second now for the Celtics.
And that makes it 2 3-pointers in the quarter so far and 4 for the game.
Outside, Markkanen. Jackson deciding where to go with it. He gets it in there. Jackson's got 6.
Determined Jackson Jr. there through the contact.
Pass to Pritchard. Now here's Vucevic. Now here's Brown. He's guarded by Markkanen. Back to Vucevic. White wide open. He fires. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic.
And great job from beyond the arc this quarter. They are now shooting the 3 at almost 60% for the game.
Here's Jackson. And that one's drained from the low block. 8 points for him.
And, you know, he's enjoyed the kind of day you expect in terms of shooting the basketball. He can bring them right back into this game.
Here's Pritchard. Rebounded by Bailey.
Boy, defense has to feel fortunate there. That's one he normally knocks down.
And finished off by Bailey.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Pass to White. Tatum on the wing. 9 points in the game so far. And it's Vucevic missing. Jazz trailed by 16. Right side George. Outside Jackson. Here's Kessler. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Kessler always looking to score down low. A nice finish inside.
Now here's White. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Rebounded by Bailey.
And not allowing the shooter even
even an inch of breathing room on that one.
Right. He stays connected, and great timing on the contest.
Jackson has the open look. He misses it. He's 4 for 7 from the floor. Here's Brown. He takes it in. No good. And they can't put an end to this drought. Jazz trail by 14. Outside for Jackson. Three-pointer, Markkanen. A three-pointer is right on target. Markkanen's got 5 points now in the quarter.
The shooting skill of Lauri Markkanen is undeniable. He is locked in on the catch.
Brown with it. Now defended by Markkanen. Outside Tatum. The Celtics working the ball around now. Good on the triple. Richards got 19 points.
And started hot, and he's only gotten harder.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Teams changing it up here. Jazz trailed by 14. .116 left here in the second. Pass to Sensabaugh. Sinks the triple. Sensabaugh's got 10.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Brown outside. Just 5 on the clock. A shot off that time. And here are the Jazz now. They're on a 14-6 run. Collier. And the lead is down inside single digits. He has 6.
Boy, no one is blocking that shot. Excellent use of the floater.
Brown outside. Queta. Great positioning on the putback. And the Celtics lead by 11.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
Here's Bailey. An easy 2 points on the layup. Bailey's got his 3rd basket of the night.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And so it's Peyton Pritchard making highlight after highlight for the Boston Celtics. And with his work in that quarter, he has 5 3-pointers in the game now. Quite a showing from long range. Back right after this. And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They led the game at 1 point by 20. Here's the screen to the inside. Here's Queta. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Nothing more important than protecting the rim, folks, and that's exactly what they get.
We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but G.A. much improved as a scorer as well.
Yeah, her range out beyond the arc and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
Boston leading by 9. Left side Tatum. Over Kessler. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Now, Jaylen Brown's athleticism makes him a factor on the glass. Nice job getting those second chance points.
18 feet out. The rebound by Queta.
That's not a bad shot, but this isn't really his shot.
Cash money. Brown with the tray.
You can see the work Jaylen Brown has put in to become a range shooter. Nice.
inside George. Here's Kessler. Rebounded by the Celtics.
Wow, another empty possession out of the gates. 0 for 4 in this half. Brutal.
In the corner, Tatum with it. And it's off from three-point range. Jazz trailed by 14. Markkanen inside the line. Another miss by Utah.
Oof, ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Here's White. Cranes the three-pointer. White's got 12.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Jackson with the screen. Off the run. Offensive rebound. Pass to Kessler. Bailey with a wide-open look. From outside, off the mark. Tatum on the wing. He's got 9. Gets the three-pointer to fall. He's got 12.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
And it's George missing. Celtics leading by 20. Here's White with the tip. And Tatum stays with it. Tatum's got 5 points in the quarter.
Boy, this guy making the most of his chances here. Really giving his team a lift.
Kessler the screen. Another shot. Outside for George. Jackson with the screen. Clock at 6. They shoot again. Another miss by Utah.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Brown's shot is good.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And so the timeout by Will Hardy here. He's ready to talk things through with them. So it's Utah now. Still looking for their first bucket of the second half. Here's Collier. He's got 6. Trying to end the drought. Shot's good by Filipowski. Filipowski's got 7. And here's White. The kick out to Brown. Nice ball movement by Boston. Over Williams. Filipowski grabs the board.
Oh, the analytics department is smiling after that one.
And it's sent back by White.
You talk about protecting the basket. Derek White with the big-time swat at the rim.
Count it. Richards got 21.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Here's the Jazz with the ball. Pass to Collier. With the floater. And it's good on the way in. Collier's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Boy, that's exactly the look you're working toward. Right at the rim.
Now White. He's got 12. White is double. On the wing Brown. 4 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Pritchard. And it's good. The time running down on the shot clock. He's got 23.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
To the wing right side. Here's Collier. 8 points for him. Inside. Filipowski. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Filipowski's got 4 points in the quarter. Brown inside. And he banks in the layup. Here's Collier. And And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. That's good by Sensabaugh.
Boy, you allow a shooter of his caliber to get that good a look and good night.
Pass to Hauser. Lets it go with the three. Bangs home the trifecta. Hauser's got 12.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything else.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
White is double. Three-pointer, Pritchard. And the Celtics hit again from deep.
And even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
And now let's send it over to our courtside reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thank you. The Utah Jazz are going young, but this is a franchise that has a winning history, and that culture is still around. Coach Will Hardy said, the messaging doesn't change. The players have bought into the little things that takes to win. This is a cohesive group that's committed to helping each other. Back to you.
Building the right way. Thanks a lot, Allie. Out to White. Shoots over Collier. White, good. White's got 5 points now this quarter.
You have to be dialed in from the mid-range. Derek White says, I can do that too, folks.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Lets it go from deep. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
5 on the clock. Here's Brown. Right at the free throw line. And no good as it rattles out.
Boy, that mid-range area, he just didn't look comfortable. Let's be honest.
Here's Sensabaugh. He's got 16. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, the defender all over.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Guys, the D hasn't had an answer for the three-point shooting, which is why they continue to just fire away from deep.
I think another thing that's striking here tonight, the ball movement is incredible. Again and again, they're making smart passes to ready shooters.
Somebody doesn't have rhythm.
Good on both. And you look at the G League's impact on player development, Greg, it's become very significant.
And I think the two-way contract was a great addition as well, allowing players to contribute with the big league team while also developing in the G League. What a great combination.
Vucevic with it. He puts up decent numbers on a nightly basis, averaging about 10 points a game.
This guy's such a talented finisher, but the D does just enough.
Pass to Kessler. Here's Sensabaugh. Good on the three-point shot. Sensabaugh's got 21.
Boy, this guy's been a monster this quarter. His team has needed it.
Here's Tatum. And nothing is falling for him right now. And so it's Williams who brings it up for Utah. Trailing by 19.
And this is the time they wanted to mount the rally and get back into it.
Pass to Shireman. 1:49 left here in the third quarter. Nailed from three-point land. Pritchard's got 10 points now just in this quarter. Here's Collier. 10 points for him. Kessler the screen. Here's Sensabaugh. Book it off the crossover. He's got 23.
And not being as aggressive from the three-point line anymore. They had a lot more attempts in that first half.
Pass to Hauser. Now here's Vucevic. Back to Hauser. That's a 2 from Pritchard. Utah with the rebound. Here's Collier. And he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game. Hits the three-point bomb. Sensabaugh's got 16 points here in the second half. The 3 from Tatum. He can't get it to go. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Collier. Here's Sensabaugh. Here's Collier. The kick out to Williams. No good from outside. Here's Shireman with the drive. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Well, finishing quarter strong. Every coach preaches it. Nice work.
And so it's... And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Jazz trailed by 17. And here's George. Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Tries it from 19. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Markkanen's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for the Jazz. Now Pritchard. Over George. A shot by Pritchard, no good. So it's the Jazz now. It's a 14-point game. And that one's good, George.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Outside, White. Floats one. And that one, good.
Soft touch by Derek White. The floater, not an easy shot, but he puts that one on target.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second.
Name a type of shot Keontae George can hit it, more than capable of scoring at all 3 levels.
Pass to Queta. And here's White. A 3-ball. Gets that one through the hole, making now 7 of 13 in this game.
Boy, picking up where he left off. His second from distance this half, 5 overall.
Outside, George. Another miss by Utah.
Boy, this guy was able to connect from deep in the first half. Hasn't found the range since.
And it's White missing. Jazz trailed by 16. And it's Bailey in the corner. Pass to Gonzalez. Now Pritchard. Out to White. It's intercepted. We're in the 4th quarter here, just under 2.5 minutes gone. And that one's good, George. George has got 5 points in the quarter.
Aggressive slash from the young guard. George fears no one when attacking the basket.
Pass to Gonzalez. Here's Queta. Now White. Boston again missing. Bailey with the ball. Driving inside. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. Sinks the three-pointer. Sensabaugh's got 29 in the game.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. And that timeout by Coach was carefully measured, wanting to make sure that everybody is on the same page here. Take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team. And they told the team, let's keep doing what we're doing. We're up. Do not forget that. They told their team to just relax, to have fun, and to finish this one out. We'll see if they do, guys.
And Allie, thanks so much. And it's White missing. Jazz trailed by 11. Here's Bailey. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. Brown with the bounce pass. Vucevic with the bucket.
Well, Vucevic at his best. A reliable interior scorer. Great size, great touch.
Pass to Markkanen. Here's Sensabaugh. And stolen by Tatum. Here's Brown. The kick out to Tatum. This ball movement by Boston. Here's White. Now Hauser. Back to Tatum. A second chance effort. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Utah ball.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Jazz. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter. Here's Bailey. Goes up and lays it nice and easy.
And I'll bet his percentage is pretty high from that range.
Tatum draws the double. Pass to Vucevic. Tatum down low. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Keontae George picked one up. Hey, Greg, kind of a combo forward. Tatum at 6'8", more than capable of playing up at the power forward position.
And that's where he's mostly played the last few seasons. And his rebounding is more than just serviceable. Credit him for the strength he's added over his career.
Shot clock at 6. Back to George. Puts up a deep three. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And so it's Boston with it. They lead by 11. White looking around. Lays it up off the glass. White's got 7 now in this quarter.
A sneaky good scorer. I don't know that you define Derek White as a scorer. He's sort of jack of all trades, but boy, he's cooking right now.
George. Rebound, Boston.
Boy, he's trying to give this team a spark, but the buckets simply will not go down.
And here's Tatum for 3. Rebounded by Bailey. Jazz trailed by 13. And taken away by Brown. Tatum wide open. He fires one. The shot's good on the assist by Vucevic.
Spacing the floor. That's his 3rd triple of the game and his 2nd in this half.
Outside, George. Back to Jackson. Shoots over Hauser. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Boston leading by 16. Pass to Vucevic. A 3. Offensive rebound. Back to Tatum. Now here's White. 6 to shoot. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense.
Boston ball.
And the technical free throw is good. Well, already so accomplished, Doris. Jason Tatum. As you look at the landscape of the Celtics, where is his place in that story?
Well, let's remember, Kevin, that he's still a young player, and so that history is still being written. But the North Star for the Boston Celtics is always championships, and Tatum has proven he can deliver.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And here's George. Over White. And George gets it to go. George has got 7 points for the quarter.
Boy, hard to operate any more efficiently than this guy has this quarter.
Outside Tatum. And it's Hauser in the corner. In transition, here come the Jazz. Back to Filipowski. Pass to Bailey. Two points. That one goes.
And that's what the pump fake's there for. Get your man off his feet and drive right around him.
Outside Tatum. Here's White. Defended by George. Outside White. His three-pointers off the mark. Jazz trailed by 13. Off target from three-point range. Tatum draws the double. Here's Hauser. It's good from long range.
The man has no heart, and that's poor defense for a team that has a long way to catch up.
Well, credit the offense, though. If you're going to come with casual defensive effort, this team's responsibility is to take advantage, and they do.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's not taking any chances. He wants to huddle them up right away. Jazz trailed by 16. Here's Sensabaugh. The first one falls. He hits both from the stripe.
Boy, when you watch this guy shoot free throws, you can see very repeatable motion, and that is what leads to this kind of consistency.
Now here's Tatum. Here comes Tatum. Richard with the ball. George picks him up. Shot clock at 2. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Utah ball.
Jazz trailed by 14. Bailey. Oh, and he cannot get the layup. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. For 3. Bailey pulls it down. Tips it up.
Well, Jackson Jr. is an efficient rebounder, and he knows to send that one right back.
Boston leading by 12. A minute 42 left to play here in the fourth. Tatum draws the double. Buries the deep ball.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
And as a result, they may be facing just a little bit less resistance right now. They are having their way.
It's stolen by Pritchard.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Boston.
One area that stands out that we've seen tonight from them, their aggressiveness in getting steals, something I know that you really value yourself.
I think it sparked their offense. It deflates the opposition, and when you have the type of effort we saw tonight, it's pretty hard to overcome that defensive pressure down the stretch.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season.
Important. With this win, they split the season series at a game apiece and also avoid the sweep, and that has to be a relief.
Pritchard with the ball. George picks him up. Clock at 6. Brown drives in. Oh, he can't jam it home. He is denied. Here's Markkanen. High nails the 6-footer.
Assisted, George.
They can take their time on this possession.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Now Pritchard. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over.
Jazz ball. Substitution on the court.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. Some good moments throughout this one, but they have the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way they executed on both ends of the floor, completely under control for the vast majority of the game. And whenever there was a misstep, they just didn't allow it to fester, and that's why they're going to walk away with the win.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.